And I'm back again before 150K. All right, it's a hot and blistering day in Chicago. You know what I mean? So that's when my shirt's off, man. You know, but we Bitcoiners, so we don't give a shit about shirts anyway. You sell our shirts, stack sats, right? So, you know what I mean? That was a real interesting thing. You know what I mean? That was really on my mind and shit. You know, and I'm like, let me go ahead and talk to Crescendo 2020 crowd. You know what I'm saying? Why not? That's what we do. Tan, what up? Say what up to Tan, everybody. Thirsty the motherfucker. So I'm gonna have to wrap this up quickly, but I wanted to do this video because just like that, man. I mean, not just like that. I mean, it's it's eerie, but I'm used to it now. Being that I'm kind of like I don't know. See, they got a chart out right now, like OGs, Unc, YN, like the age levels and shit. They gotta be an age level for like Bitcoiners. How many years you been in this? I don't know. I don't think I'm OG. I mean, Unc. They big bro. I'm like big bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's something that I'll look into and try to qualify, clarify, verify. You know. But they just released the news, or they just signed the bill, or whatever the fuck happened, the amendments, whatever it was that constitutes the fact that now Bitcoiners will be able to use their collateral, Bitcoin as their collateral for mortgage loans through Freddie Mae and Freddie Mac. I mean, that shit is crazy. I mean, see, that's why I say I don't know where I'm at. OG, Unc, Big Bro, nothing like that. But I'm at a point where I remember back in the day, some news like that would have made the shit shoot through the roof. Bitcoin was sitting at like 104, 105 when that shit came out. Now it's 107, 108. No, nigga. No. That shit would have shot to like 150, 200. I mean, some news like that. You know how big that is for people who are into real estate? Because again, it's happening too. So I'm not like saying it's like depleting the fact that it's gonna happen, or it's like negating the fact that it's gonna happen. That all the Bitcoiners were moving over to all the people who had real estate, who are holding real estate, were moving over to Bitcoin anyway. You know, I saw that with influencer Rajat Sonji. Shout out to him. He was big into real estate, and he gave his reasons for why that shit was gonna move over. And then later on came Gary Cardone, the brother of Brent Cardone, who was a big real estate guy. Talked about how he was selling his real estate and getting into Bitcoin, how it was much bigger real estate. Shout out to Michael Saylor, who talked about the fact that Bitcoin was like buying real estate in Manhattan back in the day. And shout out to these people who paved the way for this bill, who gave people, I feel like, because again, and one of the most important things, and it's a good thing, is that we're all new to this. There's no experts in Bitcoin yet. There's no experts in Bitcoin. That's some crazy shit. That's why I say it's a ground zero for everybody. So everybody's still learning. But once they learn, and they learn in their own trade, you know what I'm saying? If you in a real estate, you learn how Bitcoin affects real estate. If you into Picasso's or art, you learn how Bitcoin is going to affect that. If you into software as a service, you understand how Bitcoin might affect that. You know what I'm saying? And all those people who have a problem, because they all have a monetary problem, because Bitcoin fixes monetary issues. So once you figure out how the fiat system is decaying your particular craft, you come to this shit. You have a football player, Alakawu or Russell Congo, what the fuck his name is. Shout out to him. He's a Bitcoiner. No shade. Just I don't know his name. Russell Okong or something like that. But he figured, okay, I got this salary, I'm getting paid, but inflation's gonna eat my shit up, so I'm putting in Bitcoin. So he figured out how Bitcoin fixes a NFL player's salary, given the fact that they have CTE and all these issues medically, and you know what I'm saying, they not getting pensions worth what their body went through and such. He figured out a way to handle that. And I think that, you know what I'm saying, like that is what we do. We all team Bitcoin. We got wrestlers, we got fighters, we got football players, basketball players, lawyers, doctors. Bitcoin's gonna fix the insurance industry because it's broken. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna fix everything, man. But particularly again, let me digress. When I was a kid, you know, I would I was kind of in amazement that what I lived in. You know what I mean? I lived in a three flat, but nobody else lived there but me and my family. And it wasn't enough of us to even live in three flats, plus a basement. So I was just running up and down the stairs and shit. You know what I'm saying? I attribute some of my athleticism to the fact that I would just run up and down stairs. Like I was a country boy, something like that. Just run up and down stairs, carpeted stairs, so I couldn't get hurt. And there was nobody telling me be quiet because it's in the hallway, and that's where you heard less noise. So it's better for me to run out there than running out. But that's how much space I had. Up and downstairs, and I would just stop on a different floor, third floor. Nobody even lived there. My brother had one room in the back, and the bathroom, of course, and the kitchen, and all that. But it was just like vacant. I could just use my imagination and just play around. And you know what I'm saying? I was the youngest, only um, kid around that age, so I didn't have a playmate, so I had to play with myself. But again, it was like a castle. And then I remember going to my grandmother's house, which is another building that my dad owned, and she had two of those. So we had three floors. She had two floors, and nobody else lived there. So it's like castles. It's like, man, this is some crazy shit. And so once I started to get into my own and everything like that, I started to understand, like, okay, one of these days, this was probably going to trickle down to me, my siblings. You know what I'm saying? Me mostly because, I made it a I specifically made sure that I gained the knowledge so that I would be needed at least, needed heavily in the final days. You know what I'm saying? Now again, my people are still around and everything like that. So those days haven't even come, and Bitcoin has come. So it's a whole different fucking story. But that's what I did during that time. So I even took real estate classes, got a real estate license, all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Just so that I could understand what these castles were. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew that at some point they would be of tremendous value in the future, right? I mean, I would go to my friends' houses. They lived in these small apartments. And I was like, wow, something you don't understand until you get older, right? But I digress. But it wasn't until I got older that I realized what small of a price this dude actually paid for these things. 'Cause he had three. I think he had four. No, he had four initially. I think it's down to two now that I know of. I mean, yeah, who knows? He might have more of that. I don't know what I know of. You know how it goes. You guys know, man. In the hood, you don't disclose all your. Yeah, you know what you got. And everything you got, you ain't got much. So as far as I know, that's what it is, and that's what I might be inheriting at that point, right? And it's for Bitcoin. So, but again, the small amount of price that he paid for these things is the reason for why they are in possession now. I couldn't afford that shit. Given the way the economy is, given the way that um, income is and all that shit like that, I couldn't. Especially back during that time. This is BC before coin. I think people are gonna start to decode their life BC and AC. So before coin, after coin. Those before coin. I'm like, man, how the fuck am I gonna keep up with this? I mean, how? It's great that we got it. Great that he got it. He got it for nickels, pennies. I mean, you buy a building for $30,000. This shit goes to $500,000. I mean, what do you do? But again, held over your head as a child or as a young man is the fact that this person was able to achieve this. Why can't I? He told me no bullshit. He told me about his first car he ever bought. And again, this is before coin, so I didn't even understand prices. I understand it. I understand inflation. I'm like, okay, you say you bought it for like $7,000, $5,000, something like that. So I should have tapped in right then, but I didn't get it because that same 5,000, about 60,000 a day, sports car. You know what I'm saying? You can't just work at a factory or work at the car wash and get that shit like you used to be able to back in the day. You know what I mean? But and I would say to myself, like, why can't I get a brand new car for that price? And I had that in my head. I'm like, okay, yeah. I felt like, man. What was it? Jim Carrey. Remember Jim Carrey on Ace Ventura when he got stabbed when they were shooting him? And he's like, yeah, yeah. That's what I felt. I look at his. I'm saying, you say you had what? I got that. And I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But AC, I understand what it is. AC, I understand what it is. And again, we all know we get the price you deserve. But if I had it was after 2009. He told me that. So the coin was around. I should have put that amount that I had just in the coin. And then what? Then what? But I wasn't ready. And I'll make a video about that too. You know what I'm saying? That's real shit. I'm glad that I wasn't a cypherpunk. I'm glad I wasn't 2009, 2011, 2013, 2015. I'm glad I was not ready. Because again, Bitcoin has to take you through the journey. It's a boot camp. It's like the lottery winners. Otherwise, you turn into a lottery winner. What happens to lottery winners? Them motherfuckers they steam out at some point in time. They always lose. They won all the damn money, but they always lose because they didn't get the proper boot camp in order to understand having all that money. They didn't understand delayed gratification. They didn't understand, saving versus spending. They didn't understand budgeting. You just bestow this person with all this money. This nigga's never gonna run out. Bitcoiners, hardened Bitcoiners, are not like that. They're not like that. Now again, back in the day, again with the cypherpunks and all that, you had the scammers and shit like that who bought Bitcoin in order to do nefarious things and things like that. And so they just came up and they just spent the money. A lot of people just spent it because they didn't know what the fuck they had. They didn't go through the boot camp, the Bitcoin orange pill and boot camp. You have to go through the camp. No bullshit. There's a movie right now, and I was watching it, and it has very little to do with Bitcoin, but I'm just gonna give you a little reference to it. But it's a movie with Demi Moore, and it's about aging. It's actually very interesting. So all you women who are into like getting your body's done, it's the ultimate body done movie and shit. Like, this is it. Like, this is crazy shit. She got two bodies. She got switched back and forth every 7 days. But basically, my point is, that's what Bitcoin is. You have to go. She had to watch a whole tape to know even how to do this shit. That's how Bitcoin. You can't just give them. Imagine if they just gave her the serum and they had a bunch of tubes and shit like that. They gave her no instructions. No, Bitcoin causes you to go through the rabbit hole, which then gives you the instructions of how to be a Bitcoiner. Because it's not easy. You gotta hold. That's not natural in these days. Inflation makes you spend quickly because you know inherently that the money is going to be worth less tomorrow. So you get it and you spend it, and you hope you get it back. Excuse me. Bitcoin is no. You get it, you just hold it, and you know that everything else is just gonna get lower around you, and that's a mind fuck. It's simple for me. It's simple for you. Some of you listening. But if it's hard for you, what I just said to you, it's hard for you, then that means you're not ready yet. So you're not even ready for the bull run. So me being in before 150K is perfect, or not, because hell, it's going. You're getting ready to go to the higher 100,000. If you bought some, you're probably gonna sell. Don't sell unless it changes your life. Again, I mean, let me stop that, because again, we gotta get the real. Sell if you want to, but know that whatever you buy and you sell it for, in long term down the road, you'll be like, damn, if you sell $12,000 and buy something for $12,000, you really gonna end up spending 48, 60, and 72, and then forever upwards. Because as long as Bitcoin price goes up upwards, that means your price that you pay for that shit goes up. So make sure it's worth it. That's really what you can do. But again, you have to go through the boot camp of Bitcoin, man. You have to. Let me digress a couple more pages. I'm rambling a little bit. I know, it's kind of hot outside. I just got the gym. I need some nutrients, honestly. But I want to talk about my shit because, again, like back to my dad, yeah, right? That's what I was talking about, right? All these things that he had. It's like, I never thought that I would be able to get there, you know? And Michael Saylor talks about one thing is the worst thing you could do is make a motherfucker feel like they just ain't shit. And they know they something. I think every Bitcoiner inherently knows we're something. But the world keeps telling us we're not shit. Because our way of thinking is like pure. I think it comes down to that. But in a dirty fiat world, you can't have pure thoughts. You get shit it all. But Bitcoin's even in the playing field is reversing the shit, like in short order. In short order. Because again, with this mortgage shit, that's it. This is it. I mean, this is going to be reversed. I mean, it's almost going to be to the point where it's like, we thought a lot of our boomer parents, maybe millennials, Gen Z, whatever it is you are, we thought our boomer parents were going to be good because they had mortgages and whatever like that. Like, no. Because I think what's going to happen is now is the time where those prices drop so we can buy the shit at reasonable prices. And because we have Bitcoin up, we're not going to do it for like be land grabbers. We're not going to be land merchants. We're not going to be that landlord. We want to just live in cribs that are a decent price. Everybody's gonna have a crib. That's what it's gonna be. And you're not gonna want to be a landlord. You'll sell that shit and just have Bitcoin. Imagine that. So again, kudos to Satoshi. Kudos to Satoshi, man, for again coming in the clutch, man. But again, you never bet against human ingenuity, man. You never bet against human ingenuity. You never take yourself too seriously. You take life seriously. And I think if you do that, you kind of glide a little bit. I think times come about. Be one with the world. Be one with your body. One with your soul. Try your best to read, think right, be positive, be in the right spaces, and things will come to you, and you'll be one of those ones that's going to be able to thrive and continue. And again, the more and more news that comes to Bitcoin every day, the more I am solidified that there's something operating outside of us. There's the Most High. There's something operating outside of us that's greater than us, and all you have to do is trust in that thing, man. That's it. Because again, I would never, man, I'm telling you, this real estate deal. Yeah, we have the ability again at this point now, and it's only gonna get better and brighter. But Bitcoin is you can change your world. You can change your community. You can change all these shitty spaces. Because again, if the real estate drops, your investment keeps going up. You could buy all these vacant lots and shit like that in the hood and all these third world. I mean, well, depending where you at, but you could buy all that shit. If the prices of all of the real estate drops, you can buy all the shit up and do what you want to do with it. You can create castles and use artistic imagination and shit. Create colorful, beautiful cities with lots of attractions and parties and celebrations and townships and meetups and things like that to expand the community and help the birth rate. 'Cause the birth rate shit, right? So have people party and be festive and have fun and just change this shit, man. Bitcoin fixes the world. Let it fix it. Let it work. Glow. Let it work. Let Bitcoin work, man. Every day you get up, you get more fucking news about Bitcoin. The treasury companies, you get more Bitcoin news about the banks. More, what you call it? What's his name? I always think about it. Who is from fuck? What's it? Ayn Rand wrote the book. What's it called? Who is John Galt? Who is John Galt? Every day we get new John Galts coming in. Cause dude who did the little housing, that's a John Galt nigga. He came out of nowhere. He hadn't even been talking about it. Literally one day, was it Tuesday? He said, "Hey, I've been looking over what they said about crypto and Bitcoin. On they always say crypto, Bitcoin only, obviously, right? But he said that, then he did it. And then Michael Saylor said, "Oh, it's a milestone." And when Michael Saylor said shit like that, Michael Saylor ain't playing around. That's it. Like in 2 days, 48 hours, the effects of these type of news events on the price are lagging, and I'm okay with that because now we can make these videos. You have time. You have time because now it's a lag effect. This shit's not priced in. I promise you, it's not priced in. I'm telling you, it's not priced in. So do what you want to do with this information, man. You know, if it's somebody that you have a loved one or something like that who you want to get in touch with, who might still not be as excited as you think they should be for what's coming, what's happening currently, share this with them. Anybody, a friend, might still not be aware of this information that's coming to us every single day. Share this with them. Other than that, comment, man. Let me know how you feel about this. I feel pretty damn good. I know it's still gonna be an uphill battle. Life's a battle. I mean, but it's better with Bitcoin. Hope. You got hope. And these hopeful stories come out every fucking day. And if you're on that team, you know what I'm saying? That's like being in the draft last night, being the Mavericks and getting Cooper Flag. I bring back the basketball just so y'all can have a, understanding what I'm talking about. But like, yeah, you like, yes, our team getting better. When these people jump on board, we're getting better. And we're going to be fine. Get on the team, man. All right, well, again, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe, man. I want to build this shit up a little bit so that when the time comes, again, because we're getting there shortly. When the time comes, I want to be able to, have a couple of y'all that understand what I'm talking about. Let me just figure this shit out. All right. All right. 10. Yep. It's time, man. I'm out. Shindo. Let's go.